This week on Pitt Beyond the Script.
We took advantage of rest, for our coaches and our players, obviously. I think it was productive for us.
It is a fresh start to come out, play these last 4 games like it's a 4-game season.
I just want to be a guy that my guys can depend on. They realize that, oh yeah, Voss was a great guy to count on when you needed him.
We're always here and we're always getting after it in the gym together, and it's just really special to share that with people that we care about so much.
All this and more on this edition of Pitt Beyond the Script.
It starts as a game, a gathering of friends. And slowly, as some begin to sit back, others stand out. The joy of playing turns to passion. And as the skills develop, so do the minds. And they begin to seek challenges, peers, and mentors to further their abilities and opportunities. The love and passion becomes a thirst for people in a place
we're going to show everybody else in the country who we are.
That will embrace and push a hunger for excellence.
Clinch the ACC.
And to be in and among champions. These are the dreamers, scholars, leaders. These are the guides, teachers, mentors. And this is the opportunity, the challenge, the place. This is Pitt Beyond the Script.
This game is no different than last week or the week before. There's no difference. We finished 1-0 today.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Pitt Beyond the Script alongside head coach Pat Narduzzi. I'm Casey Garrow of Pitt Studios. Coach, you did 7 straight games for you and your team, got a bye week finally, rest up. What did you take advantage of during that week?
We took advantage of rest, for our coaches and our players, obviously. I think there's mental and physical fatigue, and it's not a normal year, as we know. It's 2020, and I think there's a lot more stresses on our coaches and kids with everything we've been through from camp. And we talk about 7 straight weeks, but you're talking about going since mid-July with some of the early workouts that we were able to have. It's been an extremely long year. Usually we start the first week of August, but it's mid-July that we started, really having some type of organized workouts with our players and football work. So it was much needed. We gave our kids a lot of time off. They had 2 practices, probably 4 meetings total, which were good meetings. But gave them Saturday off so they could watch some games and really get fresh. And I think it was productive for us.
Harping on the benefits of a bye week, what does that do for your players that are injured and also the younger players like a Joey Ellen to really study the next opponent in Florida State? Yeah,
it gives you a couple of extra weeks. I guess an extra week to really figure out what your next opponent is. Studying the videotape, it gives your bodies a chance to recover. Anybody that was banged up a little bit, hopefully. We didn't go in full pads last week in practice, so hopefully they've recovered a little bit and have a little bit more juice ready for the last 4 games.
Coach, this is a Florida State team that Pitt hasn't faced since 2013, so opponent you don't see a lot. How do you prepare for the Seminoles and Mike Norvell's team?
Well, the great thing is we have videotape. The videotape will show you, what you need, I guess. We know they got a talented football team. They're athletic across both fronts. Their skill positions, they're Florida State, so we know they're talented as well. You see athletes all over the videotape, and but it comes down to execution. Our guys are gonna have to go out and execute. We're gonna have to know what they do. We're gonna have to be consistent in what we do, and we're gonna have to go out and make plays.
We mentioned Mike Norvell. He's a first-time ACC coach. What tape do you look at for him? Do you go back to his other coaching stops, or do you look specifically at just this year?
Well, we went back during the summers and watched the Memphis stuff when he was there, but now obviously we've got more tape available. So, back in the summer, we got a feel for who he is. We see what he is, very similar. But again, he's using different people, and it's based on his personnel. He can't just jump in and do everything he'd like to do that he did at Memphis. They run a lot of different personnel groupings. They're going to be in 11 personnel. They're going to be in some what we call pony personnel, where they'll put 2 tailbacks in the game at the same time, sometimes the receiver, and then they'll get into their 2 tight end sets, which they've liked. They've liked it a little bit more versus 3 down, but you have to practice it.
You look at their quarterback, he's a dual threat quarterback, Jordan Travis. He has been able to score a rushing and passing touchdown in each of his 4 games. How do you look to stop him?
Well, he's like the rest of the quarterbacks in the ACC. He's athletic. He can make plays with his feet. And again, a lot of design quarterback run, not a little bit, a lot. Maybe more than we've seen this year, and we're going to see a lot of it against Virginia Tech in the coming weeks. So, it'll be a great test for us to stop him in the run game. A lot of counter, a lot of outside zone, a lot of quarterback zone. So, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of trick plays with him.
We mentioned Jordan Travis can run, but they also have a 3-man rotation at running back. How do you prepare for that on offense as well?
Well, I mean, the good thing is they're only going to play probably one at a time, so we'll just take them one at a time when they come in here. Our defense has been pretty good at stopping the run, but again, it's a quarterback run where they got an extra blocker. Now the tailback's a blocker and they're running the football. That's where we need to make sure we're really sound in what we do.
You mentioned in your presser, this is a defensive line type of ACC. Before, when you came in, you looked at the quarterback situation, but that front 7 can really get to you. Talk about the defense at Florida State, and we talked about Marvin Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, Marvin's a great player inside. Their 2 defensive ends will create havoc as well. So they're all scary guys that we're going to have to block on Saturday, and they've got talent all over the field. I mean, their secondary's athletic, and again, they're still trying to figure out what they're doing on defense as well as offense. So I mean, I think every week you start to see them really going in the right direction.
Coach, we've talked about the bye week a little too much probably, but just how did the offense, how were they able to get back on track during that week? Again, you had meetings, so that had to have helped their situation.
Yeah, the meetings helped. Really just took a long look at what we were doing, how we're doing it, and just trying to blend things together. I think we got to do a better job of what we're doing and when we call stuff, and I think just really a self-evaluation.
Coach, 4 games left, 3 of them on the road. What challenges does that present? And also, do you look at this as kind of a second season with the bye week behind you?
It really is. It's a 4-game season right now that we're walking into this week, and we got a chance to finish strong. And I think it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And we started pretty good with 3-0, and now we need to finish 4-0.
Coach, best of luck at Florida State. We look forward to you guys being back in action.
Thanks, Casey. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach. And more to come on Pitt Beyond the Script.
We gotta be smart. We have to have poise. What? 1, 2, 3, what?
Welcome back to Pitt Beyond the Script alongside Pat Bostic. I'm Rob King of AT&T Sportsnet. Pat, the Panthers coming off a bye, obviously a 4-game losing streak going in. By the way, their opponent this week, Florida State, also coming off a bye. Let's talk about what a bye can mean for a team. First, the mental aspects. Is it like a fresh start now, almost like you're playing a whole new season?
Yeah, I mean, you take the bye to first get physically rested. I mean, a big part of that is physical, right? Just getting off your feet, getting away from it, getting things caught up in school. And then I think it is a fresh start because it's an opportunity for the coaching staff to take a hard look at tendencies and some of the things that have ailed you in the early part of the season. I know Pat Narduzzi and his staff took a look at both offensive and defensive tendencies, where they've been deficient, try to iron them out and take a hard look in the mirror. Obviously, coming off a 4-game losing streak. You take a harder look in the mirror than you typically would, but really a lot of the focus is inward. And it is a fresh start to come out, play these last 4 games like it's a 4-game season.
For a team that started the season 3-0 and got themselves ranked in the top 25 and had big goals in mind, how difficult is it mentally, from a mental standpoint, for these young men to reset their expectations? Easy, hard, somewhere in the middle?
Somewhere in the middle. I think, these guys are resilient. They play week in and week out. It's a grind through the course of a season. I think it probably is harder when you get a chance to have an off week and you get a chance to watch college football on the weekend and you realize that, hey, we're not in the conversation we want to be in, right? You're not getting posted in the rankings at the top of the conference and things like that. But when you have a game in front of you and you know that your games are limited, especially in a year like this where going week to week it's not a certainty that you're going to get to Saturday. But when you're a senior or a junior, you realize that your pitch count is coming down, right? You only got a few games left. It's easy to get motivated. And this team wants to end this chapter of this season on a high note. And that's all you can focus on, regardless of what happened in the past.
Yep, still plenty of opportunities for this team. You talked about getting healthy. You talked about kind of resetting a little bit what you're going to do maybe schematically. As we look back on the first half, let's call it the first half of the season, what are some of the positives? I mean, we've seen Jordan Addison as a wide receiver. We've seen some excellent play out of some guys on the defensive side of the ball as well.
Yeah, I mean, the front 7 has been terrific. They've really been excellent. I think against Notre Dame, obviously, they let Ian Book get out of their grasp a couple times, and that's been an issue in a couple games this year where a quarterback's just extended plays just beyond where he probably should have, and it's caused some lapses in the secondary. But they've been staunch against the run. They held Notre Dame well below their average outside of Ian Book. And I think they've been excellent, obviously, creating havoc. They're 3rd in the country in TFLs. They're 3rd in the country in sacks. Lead the conference in both of those statistical categories. That's what they want to do up front. And offensively, Kenny Pickett, up until getting hurt, I thought played well above the line. He was accounting for 301 yards of total offense per game, which is a big number, led the ACC. Hopefully he gets back this latter 4-game part of the season, and we get a chance to see him finish his senior year the right way, because he's a terrific player. He's a tough guy, and I thought he was playing at a very high level up until getting dinged up against BC.
This is a really important game for both teams. Florida State needs to go 4-1 down the stretch to make the postseason and play in a bowl game. The Panthers obviously fighting for the opportunity to play a bowl game as well. This isn't really the same Florida State. By the way, the last time these two teams played, Jameis Winston was quarterbacking for Florida State. But 6-7 last year, 5-7 the year before. Not the same Florida State team we're used to seeing.
No, Mike Norvell, their coach, obviously first-year head coach, they've had their issues. He had to miss some time with COVID, and they've had it's an atypical offseason for everybody across the country. But to come in and have no spring ball essentially, and no summer, and really a limited training camp, or a training camp that was kind of by fire, he's really trying to speed things up there. So it's a rebuild. I mean, it's a rebuild for him and his staff. New offensive and defensive schemes, obviously. Getting to know players. They've got some high-level players. You look at Marvin Wilson, their defensive tackles, a first-round draft pick, probably, and a preseason All-American. Trying to get these guys bought in to a new mentality when they saw their coach get let go a year ago. So all the things that are always hard in a normal year for a first-year head coach to deal with has been exacerbated by obviously this COVID year. It's not the same team we're typically seeing, but you look position by position, the talent's there. I mean, the size is there, the speed's there. It's just getting them to play together. It's easier said than done.
Well, and they beat number 5 North Carolina, so that before obviously getting beaten soundly by a Louisville team that had been struggling going in. But this is a team, Jordan Travis. You look at LaDamian Webb, Travis at the quarterback position, Deb, their second leading rusher behind Davis. Webb is a freshman who's 3rd. So they're turning things over to some young guys and trying to build some excitement and some momentum over the last 4 games of the season.
Outside of the Louisville game, there's a stretch in pretty much every game where their highs are really high. I mean, Travis gets going in the run game, he's their leading rusher. He gets going in the pass game. They start getting multiple in what they do offensively. They start getting going. They're a hurry-up style offense, so that's what they want to do. When they start getting some momentum, they're tough to contend with. And defensively, they haven't created the type of havoc you see out of Florida State defenses in the past. Only 7 sacks on the year, 30 TFLs, but there's flashes there of good football. So really, it's the inconsistency that's hurt Florida State. And it's led to some lopsided losses where things just kind of gotten away from them. But make no mistake, I mean, they're a good team. They've got talent. And I think a lot of the spark that you see from beating North Carolina is because of Jordan Travis, their quarterback. He is a guy that can do it all.
The Panthers looking to improve to 4-4 in the season and snap the 4-game losing streak. Pat, we'll look forward to listening to you on Saturday. All right, stick around. We're going to sit down with Servassier Dennis when we resume on Pitt Beyond the Script.
We gotta be smart. We have to have poise. What? 1, 2, 3.
My name is a family name. One day, my dad and grandfather were out to dinner. A waitress came up to them and asked them if they wanted to try the specialty drink for that night. And it had Courvoisier in it. My dad really liked the name. He was like, Courvoisier, that's a really nice name. He said, I think I'll name my son Servassier. So here I am. I was definitely excited to have that first start. Definitely a little nervous, as you know, we might all be. But I was ready.
The fake to Heminger, Koval will keep it. Brought down nicely by Servassier Dennis out of that linebacker spot.
I was just out there playing my game. I was just getting a feel for the game, getting comfortable with the guys around me. And I believe that once I'm comfortable, I could play my best football. I would probably describe myself as a very twitchy guy all around the field. Try to get through small cracks and just try to make a play. That's my big thing. I just want to make a play and play very good football. I can read my keys, know everything I can, and just play ball. Growing up in Syracuse was a little different for me. It's just like a big family area because it's such a small town and you know everybody. It's kind of nothing to do there, to be honest, but a big mall. Pittsburgh is a lot of fun. I love it here. I'm glad I made the choice, the decision to come here because I'm having a lot of fun here. I love Oakland. It's just the college feel and the city feel. I love going over bridges anytime I can, just because, you know, that's the city of Pittsburgh. As a kid, I played multiple sports. I played lacrosse, basketball, and football. And to be honest, my favorite was lacrosse. You know, growing up in Syracuse, New York, that's a big thing.
So you played lacrosse in high school?
Yes.
What position did you play?
I played midi. Usually I had a long pole, but they kind of took that away from me because I was so aggressive.
I'm not surprised because I think lacrosse is one of the most physical sports. I know football is right up there too. We're gonna play some lacrosse, right? We're gonna play a little bit? Okay, cool.
As you can see, I haven't played for a while.
You got rust off.
This is just, you know, just getting a little rust off.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good time. And this is your practice field?
Yes, it is.
I've never been out here. This is nice. Can you do behind the back?
Let's see. Ready?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's not bad. There you go.
The guys ahead of me helped me with my knowledge on the game. Seeing guys like Dane Jackson and Jalen Twyman hone in on the film watching and techniques, that's where I want to be. I want to be that type of player that can know the game by the snap of the finger. Usually I like to be by myself watching film because I can take my own pace at watching it. I just see what we could do better as a defense, but also what I could do better as a player. As a second-year player, but really first year on the field with the experience, I just want to be a guy that my guys can depend on. I'm a guy that my team appreciates and they realize that, oh yeah, Voss was a great guy to count on when you needed him.
Ball at the 35, 3rd down 27, and the Panthers are part of the play. Great penetration by Servassier Dennis on the linebacker blitz.
Hi, I'm Servassier Dennis, linebacker here at the University of Pittsburgh, and you're watching Pitt Beyond the Script.
So you played lacrosse in high school?
Yes.
We're gonna play some lacrosse, right? We're gonna play a little bit? Okay, cool. It's gonna be a good time. And this is your practice field?
Yes, it is.
I've never been out here. This is nice.
As you can see, I haven't played for a while.
You got rust off.
This is just, you know, just getting a little rust off.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part about playing lacrosse?
I would say definitely the physicality of it, but just being able to get some exercise, run up and down the field.
Yeah.
It's just the pace of the game.
That's what our team's gonna be all about. We're gonna be about that physicality. We're gonna be young, so we gotta scare them, you know?
Yeah. How difficult is it, you know, starting up a new program and like trying to get girls here, basically recruit them?
You know what? Like, Pittsburgh sells itself. So when we get people here, they love it.
Okay.
It's just a lot of people don't know Pittsburgh yet.
Yeah.
We have our first game next year. Are you gonna come to it?
Of course.
Yeah, okay, good.
I'm first in line. I'm Miss Lacrosse. I'm first in line, I promise.
Oh, perfect, perfect.
I'm the #1 fan already.
That's awesome. Hi, I'm Emily Boissonneau, head lacrosse coach, also known as the Boss.
And I'm Servassier Dennis, linebacker here at the University of Pittsburgh, also known as Voss. And you're watching
Pitt Beyond the Script.
What we're building with the volleyball program is something that I'm really proud of, but also something that excites me for the future. I'm excited to see how good this team can be. I think what we're known for is good coaching and a great team culture and just a world-class institution. And so, you know, we're working hard every day to build our national brand, and we're proud of the recognition we get.
So this year, it has really been a challenge with everything. So we have really been focused on taking it day by day. And every day we come into the gym trying to remember, like, hey, we might not have tomorrow, or hey, we might not be able to finish this practice because somebody might have a positive test. So it's been really important for us to think, okay, day by day, every single day is more important. We should hold it to a higher standard because we really might not have tomorrow. I just think we're so grateful to even be practicing, to be competing. So it's been really important for us to kind of remember that gratitude and carry it with us.
We have a really strong bond, and I think this is one of the strongest years of like our connection off the court, and I think like we just mesh really well together. Everyone comes in the gym and they're ready to get better and make each other better. Like there's a lot of accountability and pushing each other to be the best we can. Like even though it's not always like rainbows and ponies, but we're always here and we're always getting after it in the gym together, and it's just really special to share that with people that we care about so much.
I think what we're trying to focus on, especially during a time like this, is more about the journey and the progress. I think we're just working on holding each other to a high standard, a standard that like not only the coaches kind of set, but that we set for each other. And I think that just comes with a lot of accountability and trust and knowing that, you know, the person next to you just wants the best for you, that, you know, everything that we say to each other comes out of a place of love.
It's the combination of, you know, being true to yourself and being really clear about, you know, what your values are, and then also having all these aspirational values, these things you're striving to be. And so it's not easy, it's a lot of hard work.
We gotta be smart. We have to have poise. What? One, two, three, what?
Now is our opportunity. Let's just take it easy. Hit your pitch, all right?
Let's get on.
Let's get
Base
some
runner.
runs. Okay,
All
here we go.
right.
I'm getting energized. I feel like that I yell so much.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, here you go. Yeah, babe. Let's go. Yeah, nice. No, straight. Yeah. Becky, that is just insane. She's a cool 2 for 2 after literally not even seeing a pitch for months. Here we go. She's probably gonna bunt. Here we go. Yeah, D, we got one. Bunt! Ball! She ain't fooling us, girl. She ain't fooling us. Yeah! You know what? You keep rocking, Abby. Keep doing your thing. Let's go, 2-3. We got you back here. Easy, one, stick. You're good, back. Good. Yeah, Becky's. Good pitch. Way to win that, Abby. That's huge. That's huge. Hey, for sure it's coming over here. If it's this side of you, I got you here. Expect the ball here, okay? Expect it. Oh! Foot on the pedal. Good job, Pip. She's like a silent but deadly like ninja. Gabriel, right here, B.